All right, welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. Dianna Russini of The Athletic getting set to join us here on the show. As you know, we're more than just a television, radio, live stream, simulcast. We're a production company, but we're also a consulting company, RES Consulting.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What we do at RES Consulting is everything. We consult for those who are wondering if a player is injured or not coming back, because we see,
we have eyes.
We have eyes, and we have experience.
So
once again, we RES Consulting unite because we have video of Lamar Jackson practicing again. He was limited. Oh, look at him. Whoa. Now that's a guy.
Yeah, he's back.
Who's back?
Ran down a hill.
It was like a slight jog onto the field yesterday.
Tippy toes.
Yeah. Oh, he jumped there? Is that him there?
Yeah.
He's catching passes and he's waving goodbye.
Plays going
he's feeling good.
Man. Yeah,
dude, he is playing.
Oh, wow.
You know what we can also do? We can also do for consulting. We can expand our consultancy. Is Dianna? Is she there yet?
Yeah, she's
Dianna, are you there? Are you there? Is this an accurate view of Lamar? Like, this is just our consulting going on, but we can consult you. You have information, right?
Yeah, your eyes are good. They're good, despite all the travel you do and all the time you spend in London and the
glasses that I sometimes need to see things like you on the screen right now. But right, I mean, can we just play it back one more time? This is him running down the hill like he's playing at Clemson, for crying out loud. Look at that, right?
Yeah, he's certainly not doing that. Yeah, no, this is a good sign. This is a good sign.
He's
Look,
dapping up his friends. He looks like, you know what I mean? Like he's psyched. Look at him. Catching? He's running routes? Dianna? No? Yeah?
Well, think about what players look like when they know they're not playing,
right,
but we still have hope. Like, their body language always stinks. Like, just look at Joe Burrow on the sideline the other night, right? How depressing. I mean, outside the fabulous hair. By the way, my TikTok algorithm, I don't know how it got there, but it's just Joe Burrow fandom, and I can't I can't get off it. Like, I don't know how to get off it. It's probably to watch less. It's probably how I could change it.
Means you probably hit the heart button on a Joe Burrow video, Dianna, once maybe 6 years ago, and it won't forget. You got to be careful.
He is one of my favorite quarterbacks in football, without a doubt. Unfortunately, the TikToks that I'm viewing, though, are less about the football. They're more like slow motion, they slow down with like romance music. And I mean, it makes me laugh. And I understand the young, 18 to probably 25-year-olds.
Yes.
See a charming young gentleman. But my professional senior insider at The Athletic eyeballs see an elite quarterback who needs a few more weeks before he gets back and is struggling as he watches Bengals team out there. But
Burrow, but in terms of Lamar, that's a guy who's going to start this weekend, right? What do you think?
I think there's certainly some optimism that Lamar's going to be ready to go. I know headed into this week, I wasn't getting.
This is Lamar Jackson you're referring to, right?
Lamar Jackson,
Dianna
correct.
Russini, senior NFL insider for The Athletic here. Our radio audience just rejoined us, ESPN Radio, presented by Progressive Insurance. And the video we just saw of Lamar, I think, looks like a guy who's going to play. Your information, because there was no actionable, what was it? Injury intelligence. What was the phrase that John Harbaugh used?
Shareable injury intelligence. I wrote that down.
That's what he said. What do you have in all legitimacy in your notebook on this right now? Is what?
I do believe he's day to day. I do. But the hope here is the actionable part of this is that he's going to be good to go. If he does not start, I do expect Snoop Huntley to get an opportunity here. I know that they had planned on the offensive side of the ball for some packages for him over the last few weeks. And look, when you look at what this offense can do with a guy who can run, and we've seen Snoop do it before, it makes a lot of sense why they would look to him if Lamar was not able to go. And let's just go back from before the bye week.
Yes.
There was optimism that Lamar would be back. So the fact that we're here on a Thursday and it's still not full go and clear to us, outside the fact that he does look fantastic there on the practice field, jumping around, having a good time. I don't love that. I would have loved to have started the week like we're back from the bye. we got our guy back. But look, you can't rush this injury. We're seeing so many hamstring problems around the league right now, and it's really very individual. It is how it goes, and sometimes it doesn't go the way you want it. But I think all signs are good for the Ravens here.
Dianna Russini of The Athletic, senior NFL insider here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, what is happening in Philadelphia? Is there any there? What is happening with A.J. Brown and his latest Instagram using me but not using me phrase? You know,
what do you think that means?
I have that they're using me, but I don't know. I wish I could, because they used him and they abused the Vikings with him. So what's the issue here? And I can't be that Devontae Smith ate more than him, can it? I mean, like, what's going on? I don't know. The guy wants to win, and I'll give you the floor. What's the scoop here, Dianna?
I think it's let's focus on the word use. I think it's how they're using him and how he thinks they're using him in parts of the game. We see him obviously catch passes, score some touchdowns in certain situations that when they need them. But I think from AJ's perspective, and this is just based on me reading his caption, that he just wants to be part of the game plan more often. He wants the passing game to open up consistently. And look, I think we got a little window into that against the Vikings, and bottom line, they won, and that's all that matters. But in Philadelphia, you've got a lot of mouths to feed. You have a lot of talented players. You have a lot of well-paid talented players, and he is wide receiver one, and he does not want to just run routes and not get the ball. And I talked to Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie at the owners meeting in Midtown Manhattan yesterday for a while about this. Just how do you manage this? Like, let's just take out the fact that you're winning, but focus on the fact that this could be a precursor to a problem.
Yes.
How does this get better? Because if you have an unhappy A.J. Brown, even if you guys continue to win, that it's not going to work itself out. Because I don't really necessarily believe the we'll call it whining and the passive aggressive posts are going to help his cause anyway, because they're going to just continue to do what they think is best for the Eagles.
Yes.
And, you know, Jeffrey's very transparent. I love the fact that he doesn't hide from the fact that there's something off. There's something up there in the locker room, and he knows it. And look, part of the Eagles like it that way. He said he and Howie and Nick Sirianni actually construct the roster purposely to have all this variety. And he knows that the Philadelphia Eagles flourish when it's intense. He didn't use the word drama or challenge or, you know, because I think a lot of us have used this analogy. The Eagles are that couple that love to fight because they just like enjoy making up, I think. And Jeffrey and I actually talked about that. And he laughed and he's like, it's not that we want to fight. We just need the intensity all the time. For whatever reason, that is what works. That is what motivates this team. So I think they're really good at managing it. I think they're probably one of the best teams in football, probably outside with the Chiefs maybe, who can do a good job of going, all right, we got studs that want the ball. How can we keep everyone happy? And I said to him, I said, what if A.J. Brown knocks on the door, on Howie's door on Monday morning after this weekend against the Giants and goes, I want out? Like, what do you do then?
Right.
He said, we do what's best for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, what's best for the Philadelphia Eagles wouldn't be to trade A.J. Brown.
It is not to trade him. And we got there eventually, you know, in terms of the conversation of, all right, well, what do you do? You know, like pass catcher and pass rusher are the two positions that everybody wants before this trade deadline. And multiple teams would want to have an A.J. Brown on their roster. But the Eagles, they're not moving him.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at like the Bills would really be able to use him. I mean, honestly, like the Colts, I mean, why would the Colts mess with anything? The Patriots already have, and I mean this when I say it, this kid Booty is, he's a big dude who can catch, physical dude who can catch passes too. Broncos, right, because the Eagles would never trade him within the division, or I don't think the conference anyway, but it's a stupid supposition. And I guess if you'd rather have him pop off on Instagram than in the huddle, right? I'd rather have him reading a book about inner excellence than messing with the larger scheme of things, unless that's what is happening behind the scenes. It is just a wild conundrum that the guy does what he does, and then we're all wondering if he's even happy there, and if there's any significant that can it tear the team asunder. And your answer is no, because they kind of dig it. They're kind of used to it.
Yeah, they dig it, and Lori has a lot of confidence in Sirianni. And I think over the years, Sirianni does. I think he takes a lot of criticism, despite the fact that the guy just won a Super Bowl. But
it is Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Like it's not an easy place to play. New York, Boston.
They're never happy. They're never happy, and that's why they can be great. And I think I actually think the fans being as tough as they are is why they're able to perform, because it's pressure every single day.
Sure.
But Lori was just saying that Sirianni's strength as just a leader, he's like, without a doubt, like forget the football stuff. It's dealing with these personalities. And, I said to him, I go, all right, so AJ posts something like this. What do you do? How do you manage that internally? He said they met with him. They each meet with AJ, ownership, GM, head coach, and they just talk it out. They just try to hear him and listen. And then the three of them meet and go, all right, how do we want to go about it this week to address it? This seems exhausting to me, right? Like this seems like a lot of work for a team that is so talented.
Yeah.
But I think the other part of this is, let's take out the ego that can be annoying, and perhaps maybe the selfishness that can come off of this. Does AJ have a point?
Well, I'll tell you what, he may have a point, Dianna. Maybe, and I guess let's get deep into this then. If I had a peg of an actual major problem for the Eagles, is that Saquon's not running the ball like Saquon did last year. And I don't know if it's the upfront or, is it the offensive coordinator? Is it the play calling? But because that's the problem. Because at some point in time, that's what gets you through a cold day in January. You know what I mean? Like that's what can get you through a cold day in February, when you've got a lead with 5 minutes to go. That's what gets you through. And that's what the Colts have. That's what the Colts have in Jonathan Taylor right now. Jonathan Taylor's running like Saquon last year. And so that's why I'm not concerned about whether the Colts are for real, even if people still are at 6-1. The Eagles don't have that run game right now. They're not road grading people. They're not imposing their will on anybody. That's what I think is bigger than maybe whatever A.J. Brown is talking about.
The ground game won them the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah,
that was the identity of Philadelphia Eagles, right?
Yeah.
But if you have an offensive line that's banged up, right, it's quite evident. They're a little older. They obviously miss Mekhi Becton up front. And Saquon maybe isn't, popping off like he was last year for a variety of reasons. You got to adjust, right? And if you've got the quarterback who had a perfect passing rating last week, and you've got two superstar wide receivers, right? Like, we're not talking about, receivers that you're like, oh, I don't know if we could trust it. It's like, no, they're fantastic, and they want the ball. So I just think they know this. The Eagles know that they're going to probably have to change a bit of their identity here, and the passing game is going to be integral. And I think that's where this frustration from A.J. Brown comes from. I just think perhaps maybe a little bit of patience. But I can tell you the New York Giants know exactly how to play this team. They saw it just a few weeks ago. They know where the problem spots are for this team. And it is on the ground, and it is up front. And this Giants D can eat, as we saw. Mm-hmm. So I don't this is going to be a really good test for both teams, really, especially for this Giants. They're Rich, they are emotionally spent from that game. When I talked to some people there on Monday, even bleeding into Tuesday a bit, of just like reaction to that game, of how they all felt. Like, they know they had to move on, but I think this is going to be this game against the Eagles, that's going to determine everything about the New York Giants moving forward. Everything.
What, including the coach? Really? That's what you're saying?
I think this is going to tell you. This is going to tell you who they are, right? Mm-hmm. Can you come back from a gut-punching, heartbreaking loss, losing a game that you're not supposed to ever lose historically, and play the Super Bowl champs and beat them again? They haven't swept them since what? Is like 1996, something ridiculous. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and I want to see if maybe A.J. Brown will one day be happy.
We'll find that out. Before I bid you farewell on this Thursday, Dianna Russini here, I'll ask you what I ask everyone in your position that comes on, senior insider on this program, because you are sought out for information as much as you're doing it the other way around, with sources in this league. People calling you up. What do you know? What are you hearing about? What's the team that everyone's blowing you up about around the league? Your sources about what's of curiosity to the rest of the league when they're reaching out to you, Dianna? It's
more about who's selling. Okay. Like teams are calling me, going, who's moving who? Who's available right now? Okay. I talked to Jerry Jones about this yesterday because I was trying to get him to tell me what he was doing here. And it ain't pass rusher, can tell you that. Which I thought that would be something that they would maybe look into. He said, "We're going defense if we do this. We're not going pass rusher."
Well, didn't he also say, Micah, rest easy, everybody. We're not trading him. And he's also like, Micah's going to have to play under, for us, contract or nothing. And the whole time he's trading him, I don't know, with this guy.
Are you telling me Jerry Jones was saying something that he didn't mean?
I'm just pointing out that there's a recent track record. I'm not saying that that's what he was doing, but, he's done it before. But so the Cowboys are buying, is what you're saying. So
here's how he said it to me, and we will take his words for what it is, right? You can say when I hop off, you can be like, no, he lied, or she took the bait. What happened to the savvy Jersey girl we know? She's dead in the water.
To you, Dianna. I would say it to your face. Come on now. I would never do it behind your back until you hang up.
Just text it to me and I won't respond to you like
your
son.
Ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You have the floor. Go ahead.
So he said, look, we're going to look. We're calling around. We are interested. We know that we could use a piece. Hey, we've got the picks, going back to the Micah conversation, right? Because of that trade. But he spent more time talking to me about how sometimes when you do trade for a player, you unsettle what you're building and what you have there, because that player is then replacing somebody that is in that position already, that may have a strength that is working. Now, we could argue that they need anything. Like, what is he talking about? Who are you worrying about messing up? But I walked away from the conversation with only what I can hear and what my instincts tell me, which is I don't think they're pressed to make a move. I don't think they feel that they have to do it. He's got tons of belief in Matt Eberflus, and he kept pointing to their defense against the Commanders. He's like, I said, yeah, but you had 2 takeaways. Like, you can't rely on that every week. But he said this was all about execution. He's like, when we execute, I don't worry. It's not about the scheme, right? Because we talked about how the scheme changed a bit here over the last few weeks. It's like, it's not scheme. It's if the players just listen and do what they're supposed to do, we're going to win. So we'll take that for what it is. So when they make a trade, in an hour, I'll hop back on and you can just call me the clown of the year.
No, I won't do that ever. As a matter of fact, I respect you so much. I'm going to give you the information you were asking about, because I have the NFL Network research packet right here in front of me, because I'm a lead pipe wielding professional. The Giants have not swept the Eagles in a season since 2007. They won the Super Bowl that year. And matter of fact, the Eagles currently have the longest active win streak at home against a single divisional opponent. They've beaten the Giants 12 straight times in Philadelphia. There's your information that you were seeking.
Thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
That in my household.
Thank you for your information, Dianna, and your time. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for joining. We'll get you back here soon.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate all you in there, too.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.